Hey guys, Jeremy Brown. I'm here at West Palm. We're wrapping up the 14U National Showcase. Last week we had the 13U National Showcase where we were able to kind of construct these East and West rosters for the 13U Select Festival. Let's break down the rosters. Let's begin with the East. So on the mound, you got Aiden Kearney, a right-hander out of Florida, up to 84 with a really good slider. Got Yariel Lido Diaz, left-hander, played 14U all summer, really good changeup. Yomar Infante, he's the son of longtime MLBer Omar Infante, a 12U Select Festival alum from last year, up to 85 now with a very good breaking ball. You know, you got Dexter McLeon. We're going to talk about him as a bat, but when you're already upper 80s as 13U, you're going to take notice of that. Caden Scott from North Carolina. He's got a really good breaking ball, arguably one of the best in the class already. It's a true 12-6 downer with a lot of break, a lot of spin, something you don't always find at this age group. As you continue to look down, you look at the arms, you know, you got Jael Santos. He's a two-way, up to 84. We've seen him in the past. We've seen him all summer. We're going to see him again. He's a name that's already known. And rounding it out, you know, you got William Britt. He could very well be here as a catcher, up to 84. Really good operation. When the breaking ball is on, it's going to miss a lot of bats. Speaking of bats, let's start with the East bats. You got Anthony Badillo, a Maryland native who we saw a lot with the TGD backs throughout the year. Ran a 703, 704, right in that very low 7.0 range. Good athlete, a lot of bat speed. Brennan New, we're going to see him on the mound. We're going to see him with the bat. Where he ends up long term, I don't think it matters right now. He's that type of athlete, lots of bat speed, low 80s on the mound. Brian Mesa, he took an excellent BP at the 13U National Showcase, and guess what? Those barrel skills, they transferred over into game, had a boom and double to his pull side. Caden Borcherding, another 12U Select Festival alum, backstop, one of our catchers on the team from the East squad. He was excellent both defensively, offensively, lived on the barrel over his 2 games, really good workout numbers as well. Camilo Gutierrez brings a little international flair to the game. You know, Camilo, left-handed thrower, threw some BBs from the outfield. The swing, he's from Venezuela. He checks a lot of boxes that you want to see in a young prospect. Colin Anderson out of Georgia. That kid, he had one of the best summers statistically amongst the players who were chosen for the 13U Select Festival. The numbers kind of speak for themselves. I'll let you go look them up. Dario Carrion, another catcher from Puerto Rico. Really good catch and throw skills behind the plate. Barrel skills, they're certainly there. Swung BB core throughout the year when his peers were swinging drop 5s. The barrel skills are very real there. DJ Ford, he came from Florida, and guess what? He kind of really made his name for himself here at the 13U National Showcase. A lot of barrel, very fast hands offensively, and he continued to show it in live action and kind of hit his way into a Select Festival spot. Continue down the list, Ethan Stewart, sweet left-handed swing, probably the youngest player in attendance for us here. He's going to find a lot of barrels, and you'll probably see a couple at the University of Tennessee. Julian Martinez, catcher, infielder, can do it all, New York native. Played on varsity this year at the Stony Brook up in upstate New York. Lots of barrel skills, lots of athleticism. Leo Garcia, he almost didn't get out at the 13U World Series. Hit 1,000, literally 1,000, 5 games into the World Series. Reggie Marshall, switch hitter, one of our committed kids already committed to Louisville. The smooth defensive actions at shortstop, that's what stands out with Reggie. Continuing on down, Rylan Jenkins, if you blink, you're going to miss him. He ran a 6.61, I believe, in the 60-yard dash, which if you brought him out to Chase Field, that's going to be one at the National Showcase that stands out. You bring him to 13U, and he's blazing. We talked about Will Britt. We talked about Yariel Lido Diaz. We talked about Yomar Infante. That's the East squad. Let's jump on over to the West squad. We're going to start with the backstops here. We got Aaron Garcia, who he's one of the better defensive players. And then we saw him in the drills throw 86 from both the infield and the outfield. Hit really well throughout the year. One of the catalysts on that ZT Prospects national team. Kind of see them throughout the year, and he performed very well throughout. And Madden Pike made the 11U game, back for the 13U game. We saw his older brother Mason. Madden kind of, found his name at the top of several leaderboards throughout the 13U National Showcase. Going to continue to build that momentum moving into the 13U Select Festival. So we got our catchers. We got to have guys who throw to him. Chase Cotton, right-hander out of Lincoln, California. He continued to progress throughout his 3 innings, ran it up to 85 in his 3rd inning of work. Lots of cut action to it. He's going to be an arm that you're going to want to check in. Ethan Torres, hardest thrower in the class so far, aside from Dexter McLeon. Ethan already up to 87, 12-6 breaker with downer shape, lots of arm speed. He's one that always draws a crowd whenever he takes the mound. Continuing on down the roster, you got Luke Esquivel. He's a 2-way. It says primary pitcher. He can swing it. He's already committed to LSU, up to 85 from the left side. Sweet left-handed swing with juice to it. And that's one that we're going to find out where he ultimately ends up. Striker Pence, nephew of Hunter Pence, one of our fellow colleagues here at Perfect Game. And he came out and he was up to 87 on the mound. He's 6'3". He's got arms and legs coming at you on the mound. It is a very uncomfortable at-bat if you're digging in against Striker. Not to say he's wild, because he lived around the zone at the 13U National Showcase, but he also just pounded the zone, tons of life, good breaking ball to it as well. And Valentin Ceballos, he's going to round it out for the arms. Up to 84, one of the more smooth, methodical operations, good breaking ball. Everything he does is just clean and easy. Flipping it onto the defense, offense side of things, who's going to be behind these pitchers? You got Blake Ragsdale. He's the third commit in this group. Already committed to TCU. We saw him just now at the 14U National Showcase. Ran well, threw well, and then come game time, he turned it on with the barrel, had a double to the opposite field, turned around a hard barrel through the pull side. He did well for himself. Brandon Perkins, super athletic. Those numbers speak for themselves. I don't want to spoil it. Go look at his profile, check out, see what he's done. Video game type numbers. Braden Landry, another player who's in the 2027 class, can play down into the 28s because of his age, 13U eligible, and he showed no problem swinging wood at the 13U National Showcase. Nor did Caleb Alexander, up to 84 on the mound already, has more in the tank. Primary shortstop though, really good actions. He can run, he can swing it, lives on the barrel. He's a player that you're going to hear a lot about, another 2027 grad. Drew Wilson, outfielder from Porter Ranch, California. He's got all the tools across the board. You can watch him run. You're going to watch him barrel balls to both sides of the field, both gaps, and he does it with ease. He's big, he's strong, and his best days are still ahead of him. Easton Brunson. He played a lot of 14U in Texas this past year, but he hit. He's a left-handed bat, a lot of juice in the swing. He showed it. He can pull the ball with serious authority, double-digit home runs on the year. Jacob Gray, another California native. Good defensive actions. He's big, he's strong. His best days are still ahead of him. He's got the bat speed, he's got the strength. We saw it throughout the spring, continued into the summer. Joel Vargas, he's another one who hit his way into the festival after his showing at the 13U National. Knew the name, just continued to find the barrel. Lots of barrel speed, lots of quickness in his hands. The strength is coming. He's one that you're going to want to know about. Caleb Foster is another Select Festival alum. And when I say he lives on the barrel, he's going to find you a couple almost every game. Not a tournament, every game, all fields, true line-to-line approach. He's got juice, he's got defensive actions, he's got athleticism. Levi Leathers, he came to the 14U WWBA, hit a home run with Wood down in Hoover. Wouldn't even know from the size, from the swing to the strength that he was 13 playing up a year. And speaking of strength, Lucas Smith, he's got the ability to impact the baseball like very few can in this 13U age group, and he's one that already has made a name for himself being a 2027, being nationally ranked. Scott Fritz, he's one who took advantage, another one who took advantage of his opportunities at the 13U National. Left-handed swing, left-handed thrower, low 80s on the mound, smooth operation. You just go down, he checks all the boxes. And finally, we're going to talk about Zach Estrada. He took one of the better rounds of BP where it was simple, yet it was strong, and it lived on the barrel. He did everything he needed to do. He did well. The strength there's no doubting the strength. Continued to find the barrel all spring, all summer. So that's it, guys. That's the East, that's the West. Those are your rosters for the 13U Select Festival. Congratulations to all the players, the families who put in all the work all the time. Those are your rosters. We're going to see you Sunday, August 27th at Lindsey Nelson Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee. See you for the first pitch, 11 o'clock Eastern, over on perfectgame.tv.